Hello coders, good afternoon. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different to the usual stuff that we've been getting up to. I've actually started building, I started building on the weekend, on Sunday, an API for the code quizzes that I've been doing on on Twitter and on Instagram. Apologies, it's been a busy day and one hasn't had enough coffee. And it's at the end of the day. So yes, I am building an API for the code quizzes that I put out every day on Twitter and Instagram. The API is going to be open source, and it's a way for me to store all of the questions and answers that I've been asking. So on Twitch on Sunday, we spent a good 3.5 hours going over the API, and that was the back end of it. So we did a lot of stuff. We actually created a Symfony 6 application. We created a Docker environment. We created some entities, and then I spent a large portion of that evening filling out the blanks. We haven't yet got it to the stage of installing the API platform on there. So I've just literally started building the foundations, but all of the entities are done from what I've done. I've also created a vagrant box as well. I'll put this all in the show notes if anybody wants to take a peek. But Sunday was very, very busy, and what I want to do today on the YouTubes is take a look at the front end. So we're going to do front end YouTube, back end Twitch. I think that's probably the way it's going to work. Get into the code. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the project for it. It's called Code Quiz on GitHub. So these are all the tasks that we did on Sunday. We blasted through 8 of them. Created the vagrant box, installed Symfony 6 as I mentioned, created some entities, created the folder structure, Docker Compose, all of that good stuff. So that's all done. And today I want to be looking on this side on the to-do, and I want to focus on these two. So create the basic structure for the API client and install the JSON server. So just to talk about the architecture a little bit, we have let's just get into the code. It'll be easier to show you what I'm talking about. So here we got the folder code quiz, and we have an API, and in that API we have the Symfony 6 installation with the vagrant file and the Docker file and the Docker Compose, and we set it up so it uses MariaDB. It's got Nginx. It's got an API which is a PHP FPM, which is here, and with the vagrant file I have it installing Docker Compose, and then dealing with sort of building it up from scratch from there. Anyway, we're not going to be dealing with the back end today. We're going to be dealing with the front end. So with the front end, I want to create a folder called API Client. This is going to be a JavaScript client. And the idea is that this is going to eventually be an NPM module that I can then install in other JavaScript things in How to Code Well world, and then basically use that API wherever I want to. Ideally, the ultimate end goal for this, and I'll talk about this more on the podcast, I think, is that I want to have this in the howtocodewell.net site eventually. So anyway, let's close all of these things down because I don't need all these open. We're going to focus on the API client, as I mentioned. So we're going to bring that into play. And we're going to use this thing called JSON Server. Now, I've not used this at all, ever. This will be the first time I'm learning this today. And it's going to be a means for me to mock the API. So on the back end, just quickly, I've created the entities, but I haven't actually installed the API platform. And so there isn't any endpoints going to it. So what I want to do is mock that out, and I'm going to need to mock it out anyway for testing purposes anywho. So that's what we're going to be playing with today. So this one here is to create the basic structure. It's very simple. We're going to create an API client folder and initialize the npm package. And the idea is that we have an API client here, and then I'm going to create like a React Native app, maybe a React Native app, and I'm going to do an npm link of the API client into the app. And that's how I'm thinking this sort of, I guess you can call this a mono repo, I suppose, will look. So let's go ahead and start this off. So first of all, what I need to do is get into the terminal. So we're going to find where that lives. There we go. Shift F12. That Command F12. Okay, right. So I know that for future. So let's deal with that. I need to do a git checkout, and we're going to go and use our convention that we decided on Sunday on Twitch, where it's the number. So the number of the ticket. So 24. So 24 hash. Oh, sorry, dash, and then sort of a little breakdown of what it is. So this is API. So let's just do API client, like so. Okay, so now I need to deal with that. So I need to create a directory. So mkdir, we're going to do API. I think I'm going to do hyphen or just, yeah, hyphen API client, because if I think about how the package is going to be called, it's going to be code hyphen quiz, and you can see that that's been set there, code hyphen quiz. So it'll be how to code well / code hyphen quiz hyphen API hyphen client. I think that's going to be the package name. Right, so that should be in play. There we go. So let's get into that. So cd into API client, and then we need to do a yarn init, I guess, to spin that up. So it's going to be called the API client, but we're going to change it to be how to code well / code quiz API client. I think this is okay. Let's see. It'll complain if not. No, it'll complain. Right. Maybe we just do, instead of the how to code well bit, we just do code quiz. I mean, this is still up for debate. Client. There we go. Right. Okay. So version 1, I suppose, is what it's going to happen. So this is the API client for the how to code well code quiz. Right. The entry point. I think this should be an src index. It will eventually be TypeScript, but let's just go with this for a minute. Repository URL, I haven't got one yet. Author is going to be at how to code well. The license, I'm going to just put it as MIT for now, but I'll have to have a look at this. Private is going to be no for now. All right. So that should have created our, I don't know why the file system isn't speeding up, isn't as quick as it normally is. Anyway, so that's created the package.json in here. So where this is what we've got. So 1.0, yep, that looks fine to me. Looks fine to me. Okay, so that is this. So what we'll do is we'll do git status, and we'll do come out of you, git status again. Right, so we'll do git add API hyphen hyphen client. There we go. Did I do a git add? Yes, I did. Okay, fine. Git status, and then we can do git commit -am, and we'll put in our convention that we decided, which was 20, which was the brackets, and then 20, the number of for the git ticket, 24, and then we will say creating the API client. Okay, so that's the boring stuff done. I'll just do a quick push upstream. Yeah, of course. And then we'll get on to the fun bit, which is building the actual JSON server. So let's push that up. Right. And let's get to here. Let's just do a refresh. There should be, aha, there we go. Let's grab that. Okay, we'll do closes hash, sorry, beg your pardon, closes hash 24. There we go. And we will create the pull request. Files changed. Let's just have a little look. No spelling errors there. That's looking fine. We don't have that yet. Should we add that in? Maybe we should. Maybe we should. Otherwise, it'll just complain. Let's do that. Let's get into the API client. Let's do a create of SRC. Get into SRC and then do a touch of, what did I call it? Index.js. There we go. Okay, so git status, we should have that. I'll come back out there. ls. Git status, we should have, yep, git add of src. There we go. Git status, it now should have that as green. Let's do git commit. Go back to there. Let's get rid of this, whatever that notice is. I don't worrying about that. So adding index.json in src. Okay, cool. Git push. Right. So let's refresh this again. So we now have an empty file in there, which is src. That's all good. Right. So what I'm going to do is merge that in. Once this is happy, yep, merge that in. Confirm the merge. Good stuff. Right. Let's delete that. Get back to this. This should be closed because I have. Yeah, it's not in progress anymore. Does that go to the top? Create folder structure. I think that was it, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we'll then do the install of the JSON server. Now, like I said, I've never used this before, totally fresh. So this is going to go probably horribly wrong. But hey, you know, what could go wrong? It's live. So scroll down to the actual documentation. So it's just saying, you know, the sponsors, and this is the link. I guess I should put this in the let's put this as we go. Let's update the documentation for the video. So today I'm learning how to mock a JSON API using the JSON server. I'm gonna JSON server. Let's change that to be npm. So I'm just updating the video description. npm package. And I will provide a link to that. So JSON server. There we go. So I'll just save that. Okay, so scroll down. Let's start from the top, getting started. So we install it, and then we create something called a db.json file with some data. Right, so obviously this is going to be different from ours, because what we have, if I was to go over to the actual back end and actually show you, so we've got in SRC an entity here. We've got a quiz, we've got a question, and we've got an answer. And the idea is that a quiz has a slug, a title, and an ID. The slug is just going to be like a prettified title, right? So you can do, the idea is that you'll be able to do API / and then quiz and then / and then the slug of the quiz rather than the ID of the quiz. So you can beautify it. This needs to be, at some point, I need to set this to be unique. Yeah. And then in the question has the ID, it has a join to the quiz, right? And also it has content being the question. And obviously it has a collection of answers. So you have a question, you have multiple questions for a quiz, and you have multiple answers for a question. Now, with the answer, we have an ID, obviously. We have a question, which it refers back to, and then you have content. and also is correct. Oh yeah, is correct. So is correct will allow me in the future to have like multiple choice or multiple correct answers. And then you have a display order as well if you wanted to change the order in which the answers are. And that's it. So ideally, just for today, I just want to get the quiz stuff done. So that is this one, get quiz. So set up the basic endpoint for quiz. So this endpoint is it's going to be a read-only API. So it's just going to be like /quiz, right? And then get a quiz. I should say get a quiz, not get quiz. Get a quiz by this quiz slug. Now I don't know if this is possible. I like I said, never used this whatever this is. This mock API framework. I've never used it before. I do hope that it is possible. So we do that. We run this. We'll add that. Then we do JSON Server watch DB. So I'll probably put that in some form of npm yarn type scripty thing, and then it seems to fire off, create a local host, and it defaults, I guess, to 3000. That might be an issue. I wonder if I can change that. And then you would do posts 1, and I guess that's pulling that down. So that would be 1 JSON Server author and typey code. Yeah, that looks correct. So presumably if that was set to 2, that would get well, there isn't one. It's just post 1, right? Posts. Oh no, that's an array. Oh, that's no, that's an object, which is the post object. And then you've got the comments, and then you've got a profile. Okay, fine. Apparently it does post, patch, and put, and delete. Oh, cool. I wonder what it does in the background then. It must seem to like recreate this. Odd. Okay, that's cool. I'm not too fussed about the delete or the patch and the put or the post even. Not yet. Not yet. Oh yeah, it's automatically saved, safely saved to using LowDB. Okay, cool. Never heard of that, but okay. And then you've got routes here. So these are the routes that you can create. There's also ways to do some filters and whatnot and pagination. So all of this stuff is great. We probably won't be playing with this today. I just simply want to do like quiz and then a slug if I can. Okay, enough talking. Let's get this done. So let's run and this. I think I'm going to do this as dev rather than as a JSON, because I'm seeing this more as a mock rather than an actual, so I'm seeing this as a way of mocking this API rather than actually having this as a upfront root dependency. So I'm going to see if I can get this into like development. So let's it's going to be yarn, isn't it? So let's do, oh, that's using -g. So this is doing it globally. Okay, I got it. All right, so let's get into, first of all, obviously I need to do a git checkout of main, bring down main, and then pull down the changes that we created before. Sweet. Then what we need to do is go into the API client, and then I guess I need to do yarn add, and what we're looking for, JSON Server. JSON Server, and obviously I want to get in to dev. So we do add dev. I think that's correct. JSON Server. Let's give that a blast. Did that work? No. It is yarn add, isn't it? Let's take out that for a sec. No lock file. Okay, so it is doing an add. I thought, come on, is that not saving it? What's going on? I'm doing this in main. This is not good. This is not good. Hang on. Sorry, it's all gone a bit for hairy fairy. No, so it's thank you. Right, it's finally updated. Right, let's do a git reset. Sorry. Hard. Right, git status. No. Git hard head 1. Oh, because I haven't set it right. I know how to do this. Stash save. Ugh, sorry about all of this. Or I tell you what I could do. Actually, I could. Yeah, I could just create a new branch. Right. Check out -b. Sorry, I've gone a little bit too ahead of myself, haven't I? Which is the typical thing I usually do. It is number 23. So 23. Install. Well, it's a little bit more than install. So JSON Server. Setup. There we go. Right. So git status. We have the yarn lock and the node modules. Why has this not gone into there though? I'm a little concerned. Yeah, am I missing a save flag? Yarn add. I think I am, aren't I? So it's hyphen. I only have one hyphen. That's why. Did it save package to your dependencies? That's what I'm missing. But I'm just interested as to why S is silent, no progress. Anyway, right. Git right. What have we got? We have got the log file and we've got node modules. Let's just remove all of them. So node modules and yarn, because we can just recreate all that stuff. Cool. So we got nothing there. Good. Sorry about all this. Then git. I told you it was going to go wrong. Then we do yarn add, and we do --dev. There we go. And it is JSON -server, I believe. Go. Right. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Dev dependencies. Right. Okay. So we got there in the end. So we got our node modules in here. Now, one thing I need to obviously do is to ignore it. So we'll do a touch of .git ignore. Git ignore. I really don't like the fact that this file system is getting slow. Right, so we want to ignore the node modules because that's going to be painful otherwise. So down here, we want to, yes, that's great. So git commit -am of, what are we on? 23 now. 23. And we want to say installing JSON Server into dev. Right. Okay. Cool. So git status. Oh, I thought that was an AM. Ugh, rats. I need to add it. Git add. Sorry. Ugh. Git add and yarn. There we go. Right. Good. Right. Fine. Okay, so that's installed eventually. What we guess we should do is go down here and actually see what we need to do. We've just done that. We need to create a db.json file somewhere and do a JSON server watch, I guess. I suppose we should just follow this just to make sure it all works. So let's grab that. It's probably going to complain because I've changed the main section, but hey ho. So let's create a file. Let's do db.json and let's throw that in. I'm probably going to need to refer back to that from here or import it in. Probably. I'm just, right. So you put in the path. Okay, I see. Fine. Let's just see what happens. So it's JSON Server watch down in here. And we obviously need to change this to be src and then db. So never done this before. Don't know. JSON Server doesn't appear to be, so that is obviously needs to be a yarn thing, right? Sorry about this. Get there in the end. npm, yarn run. Right, here we go. It's watching. We have localhost running. Let's load that up. Woo! Hey! Oh, look at this. Okay, so we've got posts, comments, and a profile. I'm guessing this is corresponding to these, right? So post, comment, and a profile. Let's click on one of them. So posts. There we go. Make that a little bit bigger. That is cool. I like it. I like that a lot. Let's try and do comments. Nice. And then profile. Very, very nice. Okay, so to access them and modify resources, you can use any HTTP method. Not sure why it says undefined there. That's a bit weird, but okay. And then documentation. What do we have any issues with this from a developer's perspective? Failed to load a resource. Don't know what that is. I'm gonna just ignore it. Okay, so yeah, I think this is good. To replace this page, create public index. Fine. So let's hack on it, shall we? I guess that's probably a good thing. Change this to be, say, quizzes, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Hi, Bernard. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna have a slip of tea. That's really good. I'm impressed, and you can see here that we've got this. This reminds me a lot about from like the PHP internal server. That's really, really clever stuff. Good. All right. Okay. So let's hack on this, shall we? Instead of creating hacking this, let's create a new one. So let's say we want to have I tell you what, why don't we kill this for a second? Instead of, let's copy this and create our own, and we'll do quiz. There we go. And right, so that's quiz now. So we're gonna get rid of this, and we're gonna change that to be quiz. Is it clever enough to know that that is the pluralization of quiz? Is there anything in here about singular? Based on previous, here are the defaults. You can add other roots using roots. Let's just give it a go. So the title of this will be something like, let's just use an example that the current one, JavaScript. JavaScript quiz. Let's just call it JavaScript quiz. We won't have an author, but we will have, we won't have an author. We'll just do that. And then the slug will be something like JavaScript quiz. There we go. Right. So if I can spin this up and change that to be quiz.json. It's still watching. Good. Let me refresh this page. Ooh, we've got quizzes. Okay, kind of not what I wanted, but let's click on that. So we do have our JavaScript quiz and our slug. Right, so that's / quizzes, and I guess if we did quizzes 1, we get that one. So I tell you what, let's create the quizzes that we've already used. So we've got the JavaScript quiz. The one actually, it's wrong. The one that we're currently doing is CSS. That's the one that we're currently doing on Twitter and on Instagram. So we'll do CSS quiz. All right, so CSS quiz. And then we have a JavaScript quiz. We're going to have to change that right to 2. And then before that, we had a HTML quiz. So let's do, so that would be 3. A complete brain fart. What's the number after 2? Right, here we go. HTML quiz. And the slug for that would be HTML. Okay, so it's okay. Let's get back to here. Let's come back to there and do a refresh. There we go. Right, we got 1, 2, and 3. So if I was to do / say 2, right, that should pull out the JavaScript one, which it does. That's brilliant. I don't like this quizzes. So what we'll do is we'll see if we can just change that to be quiz. I did this quizzes because that was posts. But I think back in here they've mentioned that we can use singular roots and plural roots. So a quiz, that might work better. Let's just give that a go. So we got a 404 on that. What's going on? I may have to yeah. So that would be quiz, right? There we go. Right, that's quiz. So if we go to quiz / 3, we get our HTML quiz. That is brilliant. I am chuffed with that. Okay, so going back to the old this. So we've installed it. We've set up the basic endpoint for quiz, but now we want to get a quiz by slug. So this is getting the quiz by slug. So instead of doing something like /1, we want to do say HTML /quiz. That now it's going to fail, right? Which is a 404. We can see it coming through here. That's great, brilliant. So how do we do it? I don't know. Let's see. I guess we have to read this, right? So we got paginate. We're not interested in paginating or sorting or slicing or operators. No full text search or relationships yet. That's pretty interesting though. Relationships. We'll have to have a relationship for things like the question and the answer and the question and the quiz, right? There's a relationship there. Database. Don't know what that does. The home page. Okay, static files. Interesting. Running it off of an alternative port. That's good. I'll probably have to do that at some point, I reckon, and then have that as a variable that we can inject. Moving on. HTTPS. That's great. Ooh, what's this? Add custom routes. Create a root.json or roots.json file. Pay attention to start every route with a /. So here we have /API. And then we have, so this looks like it's some form of regular expression. And I guess that is asterisk. And then, so anything after API, I guess. Then we've got this one here, which is resource. I'm guessing that's some form of slug, some placeholder, some handler, and then ID, and then show. I have no idea what that does. That's not blatantly obvious to me, and I'm an idiot. So probably is to someone else. This one though, this looks interesting because this is posts category, and you can see that the category here. Oh, right. Sorry. So that's the resource, that's the resource, that's the ID, and that's the ID, and show is just going to there. Okay, fine. Fine. So this is just saying that there is a show. Okay, so this looks like the request. This looks like the response. So the right-hand side is the response, the left-hand side is the request. So I think what I'm after is this. So we have, and that looks like it's using some fancy-pantsy thing. I was going to say XPath, but no, that's not right. So /posts /category :category is mapped to, so this is a mapping. So this maps, this request posts category. So in our case, it would be quiz and then HTML hyphen quiz, right? And that would be the slug. So it would be quiz slug. That maps to posts !, slug is equal to, and then HTML hyphen quiz. So I guess what we need to do is find out first whether we can do that, right? So let's go over to here, come out of that. Let's just get back to here. Right, so we want to find if we can do a question mark. So question mark, and let's see if we can do slug is equal to HTML hyphen quiz. That should get the third one out. Oh, look, it does. Sweet. So if I can prettify this using wherever I put the tab here. Right, so we need to create a routes.json file. Oh, and you supply routes.json file in here. I like it. I like it. It's very customizable. Oh, I should have scrolled down. This is rather than deciphering all of this stuff, it's right here. Okay, so yeah, that is exactly what we need. Right, so let's go ahead and do it. I guess we just need a route with just that in it, right? Right, so let's do that. Let's grab a routes file. So routes dot what did they say? It was JSON. JSON. It's a JSON file. And in here we need to create a JSON object. I'm just going to pinch that, bung that in. We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't need you, but we do need you. And this is going to be quiz, and then this is going to be slug. That's going to go to quiz. That's going to go to slug. And that's slug as well. Wonderful. I'm wondering if this routes JSON file has to have all the possible routes, or whether this adds a route to the known routes. I don't know. Didn't see. It says add custom routes, but I'm wondering if I have to put in all the existing routes. Do you know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. So okay, so that's in there now, and we should be able to then still refresh this, and it should work. But we should, fingers crossed, we should be able to remove that. Just put that in. No. Nope. Okay. Oh, I tell you what I need to do. I need to reload this and pass in the actual argument, don't I? Right, so it's routes, and it is src routes.json. Right, let's give that a blast. Right, so let's refresh this. Yay, that worked. That worked. Now, does it work with ID again? It doesn't. So it does look like you have to define all the routes. So if I went back to quiz, we've got quiz, and if I did say /1, I guess that's because that's looking for it in the sense of I mean it's going for this, isn't it? Okay, so what about things like let's do ID is equal to 1. So question mark, sorry. ID is equal to 1. Can I still do that? Yes, I can. Okay. Okay, that's no problem. That's no problem. That's looking really good. I'm impressed. I am impressed. I haven't done I haven't spent a lot of time, and I've managed to get a route that will look like the route that we get from from the actual API. That is very cool. Right, let's scroll down. So you can add middleware apparently. So you can add in headers. That's very good. I'm impressed with this. Oh, look at all those arguments. I only found this because I was reading a dev2 article, and they mentioned this JSON server, and I thought, hey, I'll give it a go. But I was kind of thinking, oh, it's not going to do all the things I wanted it to do. But it's actually looking really promising. You can set up options in a JSON server .json configuration file. So yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have this in a configuration file, I guess. So that's Node. Let's scroll back up because there's a table of contents. So we've gone through the routes. Access from anywhere, remote schema, HTTPS. There we go. Add middleware, CLI usage, module. This is what I'm interested in. Module. Right. So if you need to add authentication, validation, or behavior, you can use the project as a module in combination with other Express middlewares. So we could create a server.json which does all of these things. And look, there's the router. The router is db.json. Is that the router? Middlewares are default. We're requiring JSON server. db.json. Is that right? Server.use. The path you provide to the JSON server router function is a relative to the directory from where you launch your node process. If you run the above code from another directory, it's better to use an absolute path. Okay, custom routes example. Here we go. Let's say you want a route that echoes query parameters, and another one that sets a timestamp on every resource created. Okay. Add custom routes before the JSON server router. Echo. To handle post and patch, you need to use the above body parser. Access control. So that's how you would deal with authorization. Custom output. The rewriter. So to add rewrite rules. This is what we're doing. Add this before the server use router. Server use JSON server rewriter. I see. Mounting the JSON server on another endpoint example. Right, I think this is pretty much what we need, isn't it? To actually create this as a module. So let's scroll up a wee bit to the top here. So yeah, save dev, that's what we've done. We need to create a server.js. So let's do that now. So let's do a new file. Let's call this server.js. And then and then let's copy this in. And then we start node server, right? The path you provide to the JSON router function is relative to the directory from where you launch your node process. If you run the above code from another directory, it's better to use an absolute path. The path you provide to the JSON server router, that one, is relative to the directory from where you launch the node process. Okay, I get it. So let's go to the package.json here and fiddle about with, well, let's just do it on the command line. So let's kill this for a minute. So let's do an ls. So we're in the API client. So we'll do it from here. So node, and we want to get to, I don't know if this is going to work. src. src. There we go. Server.js. Let's see what happens when I run that. Server is running. All right. So the server is running, and we've said it's on. All right. So it's doing a console server running, and it's db.json, which is this. So it should be running and giving us the original bits and pieces, he says. So if I was to come out of that and go into the home page, yes, this is running. This is running now. Do we have any output? We do. So it's saying that it can't find the things. Yeah. I'm guessing it's because I'm running this from this directory. So I guess if I was to change that, to invalid number of arguments expected 2. Well, the example doesn't have 2. Maybe I need to do that and refresh. Nope. Something isn't quite right here. I tell you what, let's come out of this. I think I'm doing it from the wrong directory. Let's come out of that. Let's get into the src folder and then run node server.js. Refresh. There we go. We've got that now. So it was a path problem. So we click on posts. We got posts. Okay, comments, and all that good stuff. So what I guess I could do is just tidy up the package JSON. So this is running npx maybe. Let's see if I can do some scripts. So scripts, let's have a script called start, and let's do an npx of src server.js. I don't think this is going to work, but whatever. Let's just try it. It probably won't work, will it? So let's do yarn run, or yarn. Let's do yarn start. No, it's failing. What's this? New minor blah 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 blah. Command failed for documentation. Blah blah blah. Oh, okay. They've updated it. Fair enough. Right. Okay. Let's think. Change that to node, I guess. There we go. Server is running. Let's refresh that. Right, so we're back to that same problem where we're running. We're out of that directory. This is why it says to use an absolute path, right? So with the db.json, sorry, So with the server.js, that would need to be slash src slash db.json, I think. Refresh you. Or maybe stop that and run it again. srcdb.json. Something isn't happy. No such file or directory. Okay. srcdb.json. Right. This isn't good. Is there any arguments that I could pass to this? I guess there is. Let's just read the documentation again. The path you provide to the JSON Server router function is relative to the directory from where you launch your node process. If you run the above code from another directory, it's better to use an absolute path. And here is the link. So we've got path, require path, JSON Server router path.join directory. Right. Let's give that a blast. I think that will fix it. So I will put this here and replace that with that. Right, let's give that a go. So let's come out of here. Let's run yarn start again. And then let's refresh. Here, yay, we've got it, we've got them back, that's really good. We've got them back, sweet, okay. That's cool, I'm happy with this. Right, but we obviously don't want to do that, we want to use quiz. So let's change that to be quiz. And then refresh this. What's going on? Do I need to restart? Do I need to restart the things? There we go. We've got quiz. We got our quiz stuff. That's great. Right, but we also want to look at this stuff down here, which is customizing the routes. Not this stuff. Not this stuff. Not this stuff. This, the rewriter example. So add this before the user router. So I'm guessing, so I need to add this before. What we'll do though is this is a JSON object anyway, so we can get rid of that. Hang on, what have I done? Yeah, get rid of that, and then do path.join dir name, and change that to be routes.json, which is our file here. So far, so good. Let's see if that works. I'm probably going to need to rebuild this, right? So let's kill the server. Let's run that again. Okay, so let's come back to there. Let's refresh, start from there. That's great. So custom routes. Interesting. I don't know what all this is about. Quiz. Right. So let's do slug, which is, let's do HTML quiz. If I can spell it right. No, that's not working. Let's do another one. JavaScript quiz. No, that's not working either. Okay, let's see if we can change. Let's go back to the documentation. Let's just copy that. Oh, APIs. Okay, let's copy that and go back to, and let's just play with the server.js. So let's get rid of u, there we go, and put in our, wherever it lives, here. Let's just grab that. I may have done something wrong with referencing it. So go back to server. Let's replace that with this. I'm going to change this to single quotes. If I can find the key. And same with you. And with that one. We're going to leave that one in for now. The first one. Maybe I have to. I don't know. Let's save that. Let's refresh. I need to kill the thing, don't I? Start it again. Right. I keep thinking that something else is going to happen, but it's not. Okay, so let's refresh. Yes, so that's worked. So HTML quiz, and then this one would be CSS quiz. Great stuff. Okay, so that is working. Obviously, it wasn't working when I was importing. I want to remove that. And I'm going to just restart this again. And I'm going to just try and see if that works. Yes, so it must have been something with me copying over the... copying it over. Quiz.json. That's a JSON direct. Yeah, it must have been something here. The only change was the fact that they were in lowercase. No, single quotes. Let's just, yeah, that's the only change. Why is that? JSON standard allows only double quoted string as a property. Yeah, I thought that was a bit weird. So it appears that I can't copy that in roots. Maybe I didn't do it properly. Let's try it. I'm just going to try it again. I'm going to just try it again. So we'll copy that. We'll just put it there. And this is roots. And we'll grab that. And we'll tell you what. Let's put that back. Let's grab that. Paste it down. Grab this. Take that out. Paste that in. Okay. Comment that out. Save. Rebuild. I may have done something silly. Or it just isn't working. No. Now. Okay. I wonder if I can require it and put it in. It's no biggie. I mean, it's just that for now. It's no biggie. Let's not cry over spilt milk on that. That's fine. I mean, it works. So obviously we're going to have different routes, so we have to import them in some way. And I'm going to put TypeScript on this anyway. So there's all sorts of things that I'm going to be altering and changing, and we'll end up importing them in eventually. So that's no great shame. I'm impressed. I am impressed. I do need to rebuild it. I am impressed with this. There we go. I am impressed. So if we go back to the ticket, we've done get quiz by slug. Wow, that is in an hour we managed to get that done. That I'm super impressed by this. Super duper. Now with everything in software, you add a ticket, you fix a ticket, and by fixing a ticket, you've created another 5. So what we'll do is we'll close this one down, and I'll add tickets for adding TypeScript and other bits and pieces to this. So let's first of all, let's go back to here. Let's come out of that. Let's do git status. So we've got all of that good stuff. Let's come out of this. Let's get to the root. There we go. Right, so we got the API client in. Let's tidy this up. We don't need DB anymore. That's going. So let's get rid of that file. Well, do we need index? Probably not. Probably not. No, I'm going to keep it because I wouldn't mind importing the server from index. Yeah, okay. So we do need quiz, we do need roots. We don't need the db.json file anymore. That can go. Package.json has that in it. That's fine. Coding assistance for Node.js. You can tell I don't do a lot of. Oh no. Oh, never mind. You can tell I don't do a lot of JavaScript stuff on a daily basis. Can you? Although I don't use this machine for on a daily basis. What's that about? Can I get into there? It's saying that there is 2 arguments needed. Oh, whatever. And this one is saying invalid number of arguments, 1. Options. So if I see that correctly, it should just be that, right? And this one, no, is DB and options, right? So it should be that and that, right? Okay. That's slightly happier, I guess. Yeah, so we need a ticket to sort that out. We need a ticket to TypeScript all this stuff. We need a ticket for that to be adjustable somehow. We need a ticket to import the server into index. We need a ticket to fix whatever is going on with this. Excuse me. So yeah, we need a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and start doing that now. Otherwise, I'll get too ahead of myself. And all I wanted to do was get that stuff done that we've already done. So I will do a git add of API client, git status, good stuff, git commit -m, and this is on 23. So we'll do adding JSON Server and basic config for quiz API endpoint. Cool. I'm also going to change the README as well. So the README is mostly about setting up the server. And I think what I'm going to do is have a part in here for the API client. We will have a ticket to split these out into their own READMEs. So we'll do an install guide. In fact, let's get rid of this and put it in the API client. New file. README. And this should be an MD file. README.md. Right. So API client, and we'll do install. So to install this, we need to do a yarn we need to do yarn install. So install the packages, and then we need to run the server, run the mock server. So that would be yarn start. Okay, that's it. That's it. So let's get back into here. Where's my I can't remember that shortcut. There we go. So git status, git add API client, README. And it is nope. Get rid of all this. So adding README. For API client. And I'm gonna go to the main one and do and have a link in here for API client C, and then this will be I forget, it's text and then URL. So C API client. So that would be in API client / README. There we go. So there should be a link. Cool. All right. So let's make sure that that is in. Again, it is 23. Adding or updating README with link back to API. What have I done? Git. Oh, you idiot. You fool. Jump over there. Boom. Right, let's push this up and actually have a little look at it. Good. Right, let's have a little look. Let's have a look. Requests. Adding data files. Oh no, that's an old one. That's files to hold the current questions and answers. It's just a placeholder thing. Right. So we got the README in. We've got that's good. A link back. We've got the node modules in. We've got the quiz API endpoints, or the data, I should say. We have routes. We have all of this. Now, obviously, we couldn't get that in for some reason into here. So I will put in a bug. We've updated the yarn lock as well. That's great. Let's create a pull request. And then merge that in. I will raise a bug for that. So we will, that's our first bug. Woo! Right. So, oh, I should have done closes. Oh, never mind. I will go into here and I'll do it manually. So let's come out of that and move that over to done. There we go. Good stuff. I'm super happy with that. Let's go and create a bug before I forget. So we'll do issues. We'll do new issue. We will do, hang on a minute. Refresh. Why is that? Haven't I just? Oh, not only do I need to move it to done, I need to close the issue. Fine. It's just a GitHub quirkiness. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so going back to the issues here. Let's do a new issue. It is a bug. So do we have a label of bug? We do. It's going to be a good first issue. Help wanted. So this is going to be use the what have I called it? Is it roots in src? Roots. Use the roots roots.json. Use the roots. Use the data in, or no. Replace. What am I replacing? What am I doing? The rewriter. Replace data with roots.json. Right. So the following in should be replaced by the roots.json file. An attempt was made to use the part this. To use as the first argument to that, but this did not work. Okay. Right. Set this project. Submit the new issue. We have our first bug. So the following blah 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 in blah 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 should be replaced by a roots.json file. An attempt was made to use as first argument to JSON rewriter. But this did not work. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's create some more. So we'll do this through this stuff this time. This is going to be put into to-do. So we'll do an add item. What did I say I wanted to do? I wanted to make this port it's sort of a .env file. So make so first of all we need to add the ability to use .env files in the API client. Yeah, API files. I will convert that to an issue. I'll add some labels. So enhancement, it's not a bug, it's in the API client. Cool. Then we want to create a create an environment variable to store the port. And again, this is going to be, I'll just edit this. So by default, this is set to port 3000. However, this needs to be changeable via an env via a .env file. We need to this cannot happen until what is that number for that bug? For this one, it is what's that? No, it's this one. It is 28 hash 28 until hash 28 is completed. Cool. Update, and we will convert that to an issue, put that to the code quiz, and of course we need to add that so it is a good first issue. It is help wanted, and it is not a bug, it's an enhancement, and it's in the API client. I must remember to because this is a mono repo, there's like, you know, I need to be able to set these out. Okay, so there's that one, and I think before we go any further we should probably do that actually. Let's go back to here. So that's API client, that's API client. That needs to be changed to, can I do this as in bulk? Yes, I can. So that's the API client as well. Cool. I will do this. I think I'll do this tonight. I'll go through these and I'll set these out tonight. But I think we've made some really good progress. I'm very pleased with where we are at the moment, and I will be adding more bugs and stuff. Do feel free to jump on and fix any, add any, do anything. You know, create your own pull requests. It's all good fun. I'm basically setting this up for the Hacktober. So yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. Happy coding, everybody. And I will be seeing you very shortly. Take care, everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.